I've had the OP1 for many years and there's a lot of things I love about it, but there's a few things that I don't really like, and the main two being the lack of stereo and the very limited effects section. And I found if I want to use the OP1 to actually make music, then I need to pair it up with some external effects. And I found that the most fun and productive way to do this is with a Eurorack effects rack. So in today's video, I'm going to talk you through this rack here that I've specifically set up for processing the OP1. I'll talk through each of the modules and then I'll give some sonic examples of the type of stuff you can do with this kind of setup. If that sounds good, then please stick around. Also, please subscribe to the channel. It's totally free and it really helps me out. And yeah, let's dive in to the video. So let's take a closer look at the effects rack. I've got this loop running on the OP1 and I'm using a splitter cable here so that I can send a clock signal into Pamela's Pro Workout and the audio into the Pico input, and this brings the OP1 up to modular level. So we've got Pamela's and maths on modulation responsibilities, and then the signal goes from the Pico input to the Shackmat Dual Dagger, which is a stereo filter. And the reason why I like this filter is because firstly it's really small, it's stereo, and we have a low pass and high pass right on the front panel. From there we're going into the Tip Top Audio Z5000, which is another multi-effects module, but I almost use it exclusively as a delay module. The delay algorithms are really, really nice. And it's really good for creating these kind of textures. There, we're going into the data bender. The data bender is really good for processing beats. It adds super tight, clocked glitches and pitch movements. And it's also great for freezing. This is another cool way to transition between parts. You can leave this frozen while you find another sound or activate a different loop on the OP1. And from there we're going into the Basto Citadel, which is a relatively new module. It can run different firmwares. Currently I've got it running the Effects Wizard firmware, which is another multi-effects module. But this one, the effects are really quite quirky and weird, which is what I like. And we can also modulate through the different effects. So if I take a sample and hold from Pamela's and patch it into the bank mod, then we can get really strange things happening. Very nice. From there we're going going into beats, which I mainly use to add these high-pitched grains. But we can also utilize the freeze. And it also has a very nice reverb. From there we're going into the MFX, which is once again another multi-effects module. And I almost always use this for the ping pong digital clocked delay, and I've got the dry wet mix being mapped to an attenuverter on maths here, so I can bring that in and you can hear the lovely stereo-ness of that delay. There we're going into the effects aid from Happy Nerdin. It's running the Generation Lost algorithm at the moment, which it kind of adds a nice compression to your beats, to your sounds. It also has a very nice sort of bit reduction effect. It has a wobbly effect. And it also has a high pass and a low pass filter. So we have quite a big selection of different effects here, but when you combine them all together, you can get really nice textures happening. Let's explore this rack a bit further and see how it can elevate the OP-1. So I want to start with a really basic demonstration on one of the things that I don't really like about the OP-1, and that is the reverb. So I've got this nice sound here called Classic Pad. And I would like to add some reverb to this sound, so if we go into the effects and find the spring reverb, then we have the OP-1 reverb. And as much of a fan as I am of spring reverb, it's not always the best reverb, and actually often it can make things sound worse, as it does in this case. So let's compare that to the black hole reverb on the effects aid. And I'm also going to bring in the MFX ping pong delay. If we wanted to go even further, we could bring in beads and the beads reverb. Kinds of really beautiful textures are just not available on the OP1. I did hear that the reverb on the OP1 Field is significantly better, but yeah, you really need an external reverb for the OP1. So in this patch I want to just demonstrate how much fun it can be running full beats through an effect track like this. So I've got this is the drums on track 4 here, and it really does work nicely with the data bender. Especially using the freeze control. Also got a little tiny bit of the MFX, which is a stereo ping pong delay, and it can just change up the vibe. It kind of acts like a drum fill almost. I was doing the same kind of effect with the Z5000, just bringing it in for individual snare hits. The Citadel is doing something kind of weird. I'm modulating through the effects, and it doesn't always sound great, but there are certain sweet spots where you can get these cool drum fills happening. This is also cool with the freeze on the data bender. Then I was bringing in a bass line. Finally finally some chords. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun having this much control over the automation. And something that I didn't mention with the data bender actually. If we hit freeze and change the mode, then we can pitch it around. It doesn't always sound great. Let's try it again. But you can just find weird little grooves. Kind of stays to the same BPM, which is really quite unusual, but cool. Yeah, lots of fun. So in this final jam, I was using the OP-1 radio. You never know what's going to be on the radio. Let's find out right now, actually. There's always something to sample. And when I was using it earlier, there was a choir singing. And I managed to capture it into beats. So I've hit the freeze button, and then by modulating the time parameter, we get this kind of strange, sort of unsettling melody happening. But I thought it sounded pretty cool, so I thought let's put a beat on that. Then I found a nice bass sound, so I created a little bass line. The OP1 is running through the data bender just now, and I was also bringing in the Z5000. You could also bring in the MFX here. Which has quite a nice effect because it's affecting the choir sound and the bass sound. And something that I didn't do in the opening jam but I was kind of messing about with was patching a gate into the Citadel, which is running a kind of looper or freezer effect. It just makes the bass line a bit glitchy. But I don't know how much I like that. I then brought in some strings. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's exploration of a modular effects rack with the OP1, and I hope it's given you some ideas that you can use your effects if you have them with not even necessarily the OP1, but any kind of external synth with multiple tracks. If you have enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and a comment. If you would like to support the work that I do, then I have a Patreon account where I upload extra videos as well as some sample packs and preset packs. You can sign up to that for as little as £3 and it really does help me out. I also have an online store. I have a couple of cassettes. You can pick these up on my Bandcamp. There's a link in the description and there's some affiliate links as well. Yeah, thank you for watching and I'll catch you all again soon. Take care.